Okay. So you said you were partnering with Progressive Church and whom else?
The Nick Foles organization. Nick Foles for the new quarterback for the Chicago Bears. We were giving out meals 3 times a week, 400 meals a day for the community as well as people with dealing with COVID, everything.
Okay. And what type of food was in those meals?
It was actually the meals from Dirty Birds. They requested all the meals from everything we provided from Dirty Birds. So it'll be the Nashville hot chicken sandwiches,
Um,
the Hoppin' John, the collard greens, the mac and cheese. We were providing roasted chicken, everything.
who's helping you put together these meals? Because I'm sure, providing 400 meals 3 times a week. I mean, are you getting any kind of corporate sponsorship for this?
Uh, Not really. It was only people who were really kind of doing the sponsorship was the Nick Foles organization. They really came through, and Charlie Dates with Progressive Baptist Church. They really came through with a lot of donations for the meals, and also we came out of it a lot of for our pocket as well. I came out of my pocket trying to feed the community as well.
What made you want to do this type of thing for your community?
You know what? That's a great question. The thing about it, I read an article maybe 3 or 4 years ago about there's a large population of homeless and hungry kids with CPS, and I just can't imagine waking up being hungry. That's something you shouldn't even have to worry about, especially as a kid. The only thing you should have to worry about for as a kid is where you're gonna play and what are you gonna do for the day. Just play, but worrying about a meal and what you're gonna eat is kind of a thing that always kind of it hit home with me. It didn't. I had 2 great parents who provided everything for me, and I just wouldn't want to grow up going through something like that. So what we decided to do is partner up with them, give out meals. Even when we were open with Dirty Birds, we would give out probably like 50 meals a day.
Wow. Okay. And what's been a response in the community when people are getting these meals?
They're happy. They love it. They love it. Even if they don't have money, if they do have money, whatever. If you come in there hungry, we're gonna provide you with a meal. That's just it. Besides being a restaurant, and I also had a thing with like honestly, Auburn Gresham is a food desert, and I just don't feel like there should be so much fried food. Even though we do sell fried food, but we have grilled options as well, like blackened catfish and grilled chicken. There's also smoked turkey legs. I just don't believe that should be the only option, even if you're in a food desert or in a poor African American community. We should do better with our food choices, have healthier options, and that's pretty much it.
How many restaurants similar to yours are in your community or surrounding communities? I want you to talk about that some.
How many restaurants in my community right now?
Beyond, the usual fried chicken and burger joints, what type of restaurants are in your neighborhood in the surrounding community?
I think that's it. That's pretty much it.
Really?
That's it. Yeah, just burger joints, fried food. That's it. There's no quality food, and I just always thought about had a vision of opening a restaurant in an area where it's impoverished, but we can still have a quality meal. That's all I always want to do that, and trying to give people a different option of just French fries and fried chicken. We're beyond that at this point.
And you grew up in this neighborhood, correct? So you've been in there for a long time.
No, I'm not from the neighborhood, but
Okay.
my catering kitchen. I was born and raised in East St. Louis, Illinois. I moved to Chicago maybe like 15 to 16 years ago. How I got started cooking is it's a funny story. I tell people this story all the time. My parents work crazy shifts, like they both work overnight shifts, so I'll kind of be at home by myself at points, and my mother will always cook the same meal, like 3 or 4 days a week, like fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and peas out of a can. And one day I just kind of just got fed up at the age of 8. I told my mother I'm tired of eating this, and at that point my dad kind of told me like, you know what, never depend on anyone to cook for you. And I just started cooking, and I just love cooking. So what I do is come home, do my homework, and just start cooking, making a mess of the kitchen, doing everything. After I went to college, I graduated from SIU Carbondale. I used to always cook for my fraternity brothers. And then I moved to Chicago, got a corporate job. Made great money, but I hated it. I just wasn't happy at all. I always still had the passion of cooking. Decided to go to culinary school. Graduated from culinary school, worked for a lot of different great chefs in Chicago, different restaurants. And I just kind of I hooked up with another chicken franchise. I'm not going to mention the name, but I had 3 locations. And I saw the great things they were doing, and I saw that some of the things they didn't do right. And what I want to do is kind of change changed a lot of the recipe. I came up with my own franchise and came with my own brand as Dirty Bird Southern Kitchen. And that's kind of where I'm at today.
Are you a big fan of hot chicken? How did you come up with the hot chicken concept?
I went down south when I had hot chicken. It was amazing. And I was like, you know what? I feel like I can make a recipe better than this. But like when we were open, our number one thing is the Nashville hot chicken sandwich. We were selling probably like 150 a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you come up with the other items? Did you say that you wanted to do that because of the fact you didn't just want fried food on the menu?
I just want to, like I said, I want to give people a healthy alternative. Besides eating the fried, if you can't, say for example, you may want some fried chicken, or but your grandmother can't eat fried chicken. So I want to be able to give them an option of doing we have a chicken. We cut the chicken in half and call it brick chicken. So we throw it on a brick and we throw the brick on it. Also, we have the smoked turkey legs that we do, the blackened catfish. We're working on a vegan chicken sandwich right now.
Vegan chicken sandwich?
Yeah.
How does that work?
It's a vegan Nashville hot chicken sandwich that we're working on now. We almost got it. I had a couple people taste it. The vegan, they loved it. So I'm just trying to figure it out. Like a real vegan, not like a thing. You know how people say vegan, but they may have some regular stuff on it. I'm doing all the way 100% vegan on this sandwich.
Okay. When are you going to have that available?
Probably like next month when we open.
Okay. That should be really interesting. I know a lot of people are really into the whole vegan scene. A lot of more and more Black folks are getting into it. And when you put a Southern type spin on it, it's a hit. It's a hit. So you're going to use basically the same seasonings that you're using for your fried chicken, your hot fried chicken, and you're just going to do it with the vegan. But what is that vegan meat made of?
It's just a mixture of like tofu and everything. We make it in-house. We make everything in-house. Like we never use anything boxed cornbread. We make all our cornbread. We start our days at 3 a.m. and just kind of break down the day. We start at 3 a.m. So I've been up since 2:30. We started at 3 a.m. We'll make, like with the meals we're doing now, we're doing 900 meals a day also. But when we were open, we would be there at 2:30, making the cornbread fresh. We make the biscuits fresh. We have Hoppin' John, which is a Southern staple. It's like black-eyed peas with rice. That's really good. We have a red velvet waffle on the menu, chicken and red velvet waffles. So what I really try to do is kind of think outside the box and think about food that is kind of progressive and has an edge to it, but still relatable that people can really enjoy it.
Okay. And how is the community reacting to your restaurant when they've had a chance to try out your restaurant, considering the fact that it's the only one of its type in the neighborhood beyond the usual restaurant you'll find there as far as fried chicken and burger joints? So what has been the response?
Right now, they're upset with me. Like, when are you open? Whenever we're going to do a catering job, at least 10 or 15 people approach us like, when are you guys opening? When are you guys opening? Do you need some? They even offered to help me. Like, do you need some help getting open? I'm like, no, I'm good. We're good. We just want to kind of see what Mayor Lightfoot's going to do on Friday, if they're going to push back the phase we're in, as well as just trying to make sure everyone's safe. I was one of the people who didn't really believe in the COVID scare at first until a lady died in Auburn Gresham. And I'm like, okay, this is real. So that's when I kind of really started, okay, let me kind of take the precautions on it. I don't want anyone to, and then when I found out that Auburn Gresham was the highest rated in the city for COVID, that's when I decided, to close. Okay.
What are some of your other plans you said that you wanted to turn this into a franchise. So what are your plans there?
We have, my partners and I, we have another couple locations we're looking at right now. It's two, one more in the city and one in the south suburbs. Probably maybe early first quarter next year, kind of starting the construction on other locations. But my goal right now is to really just open up get this one back going August 4th. send out great food. We make everything fresh. So we don't even take call-in orders. So because we want to make everything fresh at that point. So as soon as you order your food, it starts getting cooked.
I always love that. I know you were talking about you had some other initiatives going on, and I really wanted to talk about those too. You are a busy man.
I am. I am. So also what I do right now, I do 900 meals a day, 7 days a week for this company called Haymarket, and we feed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So
Is that in the West Loop?
It's in West Loop.
Okay.
So
what exactly is Haymarket?
Haymarket is a place for like a drug dependency program where people kind of get themselves back together, help them get everything back in order.
Mm-hmm.
So we feed them 3 days a week, 3 times a day, 7 days a week it's like 900 people we do them a day. So that's when we start early in the morning. We start cooking breakfast at like 2:30 in the morning, as well as, and that's every day. So we're doing like 6,000 meals a day there. Pretty much, I still have the catering company. We're still doing a lot of events, like private events of more than 10 people. And we've been doing stuff for people like, we're doing a birthday party for 10 people this week in their backyard. We're just trying to still want people to be safe. And what I want to do is be able to create events where, since you can't go to a restaurant, since you can't really go out of town, we can still bring it to you in your backyard. So that's what we're doing with a lot of like barbecue events and stuff like that.
And you're pretty much, like for the Haymarket initiative, you're pretty much sticking to your brand and you're serving them the type of food you usually serve at your restaurant, or is it something else?
It's more